So if you think about Central Asia in the 5 stands that you have there, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Kazakhstan, you have widespread poor governance there. And individuals, especially those majority Muslim populations in each of those countries, are beginning to re-engage their religion in ways that they were unable to do under the Soviet Union. So as they do that, these governments, which tend to see all things through the lens of regime preservation, are pushing back against any movement that can congregate, get together, challenge government. And so this notion of bad governance in a place like Central Asia propels people into underground political movements, because that's the only way that they can find redress of grievances, that they can find ideological or religious community, and they're relegated to the margins of society. So this is a good example. There's also a lot of criminality in Central Asia. We have a heavy amount of narcotics trafficking by business groups and by friends and family members of leaders in these countries. And so individuals, citizens look upon this as obvious corruption, a hoarding of wealth in the country, whether legitimate or illegitimate, licit or illicit. And so this gives them reason to push back, and they do that. Now, entering into this environment of instability and corruption, you have extremist movements that have moved out of Central Asia, in particular the Islamic movement of Uzbekistan, that ended up going into Afghanistan and Pakistan following the civil war in Tajikistan in the mid-1990s, and then following September 11. They were scattered about in these areas and regions, but their ultimate goal is to return to Uzbekistan to depose the government of President Karimov there. And all of those elements, from the corruption to the repression to the weak borders, these contribute to the susceptibility of this region to greater violence. And I think that's something that we need to be very mindful of and watchful of, especially as we pull our forces out of Afghanistan over the next couple of years.